Hey guys, it's Kusi. Welcome back to the second episode of
Setting Shit on Fire,
in which I try to blur out the self-inflicted pain from the past by sending out destruction to every moving object in my way in this Zero to Hero Fire Mage edition. In the last episode, we learned that cheating is wild when it comes to getting gear quickly, blasted through our first key and then also lost the 1v1 against another Fire Mage by a mile simply because of talent choices. However, the confidence is at an all-time high, as not only did I get the Eluria skill tree, which makes me nut all over the enemies, which led to us finally finding our first roadblock, as already today we are going for +7 keys and beyond. Imagine that. We also have our very first vault to open, which is a very special one, because all the hopes and dreams are still alive and it's in Blizzard's hands if I will cry myself to sleep today or not. And after powering up even more, we will attempt our first +8 key of the season while getting joined by a full party of 4. Yeah, that never went bad for me in the past, huh? Oh man. All that by casually looting biz items all over the place, which is something I never thought I'd say this season at all. So if that sounds like an action-packed episode that will make you jump for joy not only during Combust, then make sure to like the episode as well as subscribe to the channel, because we are so close to the end of the year and you could claim I supported Kusi in 2024, even if it's just 2 weeks left.
Just do it!
Alright, so I gave you a gently blue balling when I showed you what went wrong in the end of the last episode, and don't you worry, I will show you, cause some of them things are hilariously funny. It all began when we finished our +5 mists with the 2 chests, which left us with a Necrotic rank +7. Now, for those of you that don't know, Necrotic was one of the dungeons that a lot of the player base had mad struggles in the beginning, as it's technically not difficult if you know how it works. It got heavily nerfed since, which made gamers all over the world say, "Oh, now it's easy peasy free dungeon." Well, I'm here to prove you wrong. Also, our tank here apparently was from the stream, and before you can say, "I do it, he's just non-stop getting boosted because he has a small wheeler," let me interrupt you by saying, I didn't know. I mentioned a couple of times that nobody from the stream may apply, and I've had some sussy high-level guys in my queue that I didn't take at all. But the way it is with streaming, people join at different times, and so he simply didn't know. However, before you skip to your other favorite Zero to Hero channels, cause that's a real one, let's watch what happened first, shall we? It started off nice. Normal size pulls, clean first boss, and even the annoying quadruple caster pack was nice. But then, the double marauder pack was about to shit on our parade. Or is it rain?
I don't know, Jeff.
Well, one fear got through and we added extra trash. Guess who had the kick up to prevent that? Oops. Yet in true moronic fashion, instead of dying and going yen, we tried to prolong the pull for as long as possible, which led to us farming 7 deaths and still 2 marauders to play. Nice? Then we gathered some more of them juicy challengers peril stacks, just to wipe on the second boss too, due to a lack of, well, I'ma say everything. But not before I did some slick blink play to escape certain death. #gaming. I did the right thing by letting them know it's a bricked one and we can all move our separate ways. Ain't no way I'm gonna hold anybody in a key after such a rocky path. Classic GG, go next. I like how they were polite enough to wait till the party leader did so. Appreciate it. After that, the druid confessed in my chat that he was a viewer and I politely asked him to not apply to the Mage's key again. Not because it's a solo queue series, but because he was ass.
Hell no, man.
No, just kidding. He didn't know that's a solo queue thing, so I just gave him a heads up and we were cool. No biggie. But now I had a shitty +6 Necrotic wake that because of Blizzard's weird Mythic Plus design nobody ever wants to be a part of. I lowered it to 4 in hopes I get some peeps in that. Though the healer I invited thought I was insane for not taking a 625 tank in the queue. In my mind, surely this is a viewer. Who else would apply to a +4 key otherwise? And besides that one rocky full party wipe on the mentioned quadruple caster pack that we played perfectly on the +7 key, we had a pretty chill run. This Death Evoker did some serious damage, man, holy hell. I mean, his item level was only 588 and of course he had a hero spy master because why not? Yet the damage, man, insane. When I play on my Evoker, I hit like a floppy dick, dude. He is built diffy. Getting carried by a 588 Evoker was not on my 2024 bingo card to say the least. City of Threats was next, and in here I had 2 big revelations when it came to my own personal gameplay. First is, I'm pretty ass.
You're joking.
Second was that the final boss was giga scary as an DPS without a proper self-heal. If I forget to use altar time, I get my healer in real trouble real quick. And I can't use altar time too early, because at a fight like this, I will lose track and then probably port myself back onto an orb just to dirt nap anyways. which is a good segue to the first reason, me being ass. It's Dispelling Week in this Xalatot Spargan affix, as Devour will heal every target in fight for 10% per shield that did not get dealt with. And even though I do have the decurse, like a good girl, well, let me say I believed in the healer. Twice. The worst part is that I already know how the healer is raging at me not dispelling, and rightfully so. I would do the same, man, sorry. The last thing to do before reset now is to do one more dungeon in order to secure the last vault slot. So I took the Grimbatol key I got and looked for a party. And boy, did it take forever to find a tank. We got one, did 2 pulls, he died and DC'd. Alright, +4 it is.
Okay, let's go.
And this one went a lot cleaner. No issues for the first third of the dungeon until we reach the second boss. Our tank, that did pretty much everything right, legit just face tanked the Molten Mace. Maybe he's just using bubble. Oh, surely this is just a one-time oopsie. And hell, we managed to kill the boss, so we are good. Oh lord. Apparently, face tanking was the name of the game here, and while some of you might think, oh that's okay, not many more raging ogres ahead, I got another difficult part for our tank to overcome. Gravity. Now granted, because I knew I just wanted to end the key for the sake of the vault, I wasn't too stressed about the entire situation. We also are still solid on time for now. Yet after the third boss, I got confused. See, not to flame our tank here by all means, I'll just explain to you why I got confused about it. Sometimes, he pulled 2 mobs, and then he kept them around to chain pull, which is weird considering some of us actually use cooldowns, but also a bit extra unfortunate if you take the fact in that we have an assassin rogue with us. And then he did this, pulling one of the more stressful packs of this dungeon, speaking from healer experience, just to take the Drake too? Damn! But surprisingly, we only had 1 more death doing this, which is probably props to the healer. I don't know why, but for some reason I don't have the heal done details as well. Yet it worked out quite well. What didn't work out well are 2 specific things. First, we are sitting on 96.63% trash with 2 corruptors alive, each of them giving 1.46%, and quickly during my 10 years of wasted time matting in school, that is plenty. But the second problem was that our tank continued to chain pulling even though we had plenty of time to kill the boss, which got us cooked. And so we killed the corruptors again, I begged for him not to chain pull into the boss again, and oh wait, my math didn't work? We killed the boss in pretty much 2 minutes, which left us with 20 seconds to walk back half the dungeon for 1 mob we were missing. Considering we lost about 2 minutes on the first wipe, this would have been a timed one. Yeah well, if you mess up as a party on so many occasions, then timing this would have been too much to ask for anyways. When you deplete your key but you still loot the top tier trinket anyways, cause you're just a chill guy? And before you get mad and say, oh of course he gets lucky with the items he needs, you better shut that pie hole, cause first of all, I don't. Second of all, we ain't done yet. So let's talk about the vault. So while I was happy bunny hopping towards the wall, I remembered something. The 4 dungeon hero raid item weekly, aka the Wormwood Inn Casino, has opened again, in which I usually get shafted, but every shitty ass character gets this biz non-stop. And even though I could just show you what I've gotten with a snap of my finger and a magical edit, I won't. No! First of all, we got the vault. Unfortunately, out of 7 options, we had 4 tier sets, which is slightly shit because we already have 4 sets. The only serious contenders were the ring and the offset shoulders. Shoulders is the only one that I don't have a set yet, which is okay, and considering they have haste mastery, they are ahead in terms of usefulness. The ring would have been a pretty solid upgrade in general. However, with crit on it, which is what I absolutely don't want, it wouldn't have been the smartest play. So with that in mind, we take them shoulders. And while I try to instantly go back into keys cause that's what we're here for, let's talk about this week's affixes first. Tyrannical is back on the menu, and this one I don't like as a DPS, simply because having cooldowns up on every pack is so much more enjoyable in general, and if you lack 1 DPS, boss fights can take forever. The bargain edition this week is Oblivion, which means you gotta have 10 orbs spawning that try to sneak up onto enemies to give them 10% damage per effect. To interrupt that, we have to park the boss. And by that, I mean your sweet cheeks in front of them. So we gather them for our own enjoyment. But do they also give us 10% damage done per orb? Of course not! 2% mastery instead, and I think some leech? Thanks Ian. But while this miss key didn't provide any content besides me finally being on top of the meters to purge the boosted allegations, the best thing came afterwards. Cause I got a 7 Grimbatol key. 7 is so sexy, man. Hero items dropping now, and in the case of Grimbatol, there's a solid chance you get some insane gamers that are just farming trinkets. I'd also be down to grab myself either the ring or the trinket I got on Hero, so let's see what happens. 602 was my current item level, and so I decided to get some pumpers in that will guarantee me some success. I wasn't worried about the 2 German guys at all, but the one from Addon worried me a bit. Let's just say, I met some crazy folks from that realm before. Yet even though I did some solid damage, I felt like our healer wasn't busy enough, so I tested what happens when you run into the purple mysterious fog outside of the first boss area. Yep, it hurts. You're welcome. But of course I had to die here. Granted, I had all my coolers up, but no way in hell would I have guessed that the boss shreds like 70% of my HP with the roar, even with a 10% damage buff. Guess at least popping a shield here seems like it's the play. However, tanks getting one-tapped by the second boss seems to be a new strat. Because now our fell-infested Winnie the Pooh here got smacked back to Narnia. And here I am, being a big friend of Decurse, as now the treasure's up where I'm actually useful. Decursing here helps the healer so much, so for every druid, shaman or mage gamer out there, healer or not, use it. Very enjoyable run overall, and I wish I could have shown you some wonky stuff, but these gamers had no time for that. And so we two-chested it, and since nobody wanted to ring our hunter god, I yoinked that thing straight up, which is the same ring I could have taken from the vault. Hashtag blessed. After that, I decided to go for some raiding for mainly one purpose. Oh well too. I would love to get my hands on the transmitter, cause I don't know, YOLO? But for sure I wanted the spy masters. Though I know raiding is boring, especially normal, so let's just quickly talk about the few items I gotten from here. I got myself a new belt, which is nice, as it has haste, mastery and leech, as well as a curio from the Queen of Twerks as well. Obviously, I got both of them items on the final boss while I was dirt napping. And how did I dirt nap? Well, you won't believe it, but no idea how I slid off there, but here we are. I spent the token to get myself the handpiece, as it's the most logical stat-wise. However, I wasn't done here. As you remember, we did 2 chests to Grimbatol, meaning I got a +9 key in my bag, or 8 if I decide to lower it, which was the reason I wanted to prep. So not only did I get myself a cloak crafted to double the amount of stats from my weapon embellishment, I actually crafted that shit myself. How about that, huh?
Oh, really?
Then I upgraded every red item I had equipped, which eventually got me to an item level of 610, just like that. Boy did I feel ready. How ready are you, Chrissy? I'm glad you asked, cause I took the Stormvault key I had, lowered it to 8, and I was swimming in people applying for it. Which I can't show you cause it went too quick. I wasn't even able to record that part. I queued up, that started OBS, but at that point I already had the 4 stack applying. I got a full party of premates which had these item levels. Am I thinking they are pretty overgeared? Yeah, sure. Do I think I need them? Nah, not really. Do I take it anyways, cause that's what you get for putting up a +8 Stormvault? Absolutely. I also don't feel too bad, cause I'm not even the lowest geared guy in this party. And this run was... you know what? To be continued. Now, well, just so you're not mad, I will show you what I've gotten from the Dungeon Weekly. Or will I? Oh, no way, no way, no way.